I hope. I hope you can all hear me okay. I need to get set up. I'm also doing two different things because I had to get a game in of a game that I play on my phone, or on my Chromebook, I should say. But I have to play every day so I can pick up my rewards. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. Hello. Hello, Ross Lynch. I don't know if I'll survive this battle or not, but I need to. I need to. And I will be with you guys in just a second. Yeah, he was pretty upset with his transformation. Because out of all of them, he's sort of the oddball out of the group. Sort of the mutant, in a way. Okay, I need to get my stuff open, but I can't do it yet. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't have started this. I should have waited. But I couldn't wait. I just couldn't. Yeah, but he's also the strong guy of the group, so... I mean, he's gone toe-to-toe with the Hulk. And Wolverine. So... There aren't many characters in the Marvel Universe that can say that they've gone toe-to-toe with the Hulk. Okay. Well, we'll come back to that. Because we have a live to do. I'm sorry for the larger view. Hopefully you guys can see me over the words. Am I hidden? Can you guys see me okay? That's what I was afraid of. For some... Wait, you can or you can't see me? Okay. Well, at least we know that if you do go out, we know why. I suppose. Okay, today's live, we are doing Wild Africa from Binder Park Zoo and Kitum Cave at the Valencia Biopark. So the first exhibit, Wild Africa, is actually a pretty cool exhibit. It's almost as big. Hold on. Hold that thought. So it is in Michigan. I'm not sure the city. I can look that up. So Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago is somewhere around 39 to somewhere between 35 to 49 acres, right? So this exhibit is 50 acres. All focused on African animals. Now, some of these animals are on the rarer side, while others not so much. Yes, just this exhibit is 50 acres. Now, there are a multitude of different exhibits within this exhibit. Okay? It's just a grandiose, almost like you're going to a zoo that is just African animals. So the first thing that you're going to see as you enter this exhibit is an entire series of flags just from African countries. And that's your entryway. Then the first exhibit that you come to is African pygmy goats. Sort of a fun little entryway into the exhibit. Now you have a choice. You can either take a tram, which takes you around the exhibit area, or you can walk, and it is a mile-long trail. Now, as you are walking this beginning part of the trail, I'm not going to tell you where it's at, but you need to keep your eyes open for a very special little display. It may not be marked, so you just need to keep your eyes open, but one of the focuses of this exhibit is on poaching. So somewhere in this exhibit area, in this 50 acres, there is a skeleton. Rather it's fake or real, I don't know, but it is I'm assuming it's fake. I'm going with fake. It is a skeleton of an elephant that they have showing sort of the dangers of poaching. Now, within these 50 acres, there is also an 18-acre savanna. And it is home to 10 different species, which we will get to later. I'm not going to fill you in on everything. But there are several viewing areas for this, rotated around the zoo. It is quite large. There are two huts, first off, that you can view it from. And then a little bit up from those viewing huts is another glass viewing area that lets you see the zoo's cheetahs. And they can actually see onto the savannah. Now, we get into the animals that live on the savannah. There are 3 species of birds. There is the ostrich, cinereous vultures, and marabou storks, which they actually had a baby, and I believe that baby is at the Indianapolis Zoo. They have 2 subspecies of plain zebra, 4 kinds of antelope, bontebok, common waterbuck, Adria gazelle, and addax. The Adria gazelle and the addax are both endangered species. From there, you're going to do some walking, and then you come to the forest. And here, you will meet red-cap mangabes, which are a monkey. You will then journey into the Chai Pride Plaza, where you will meet several carnivores, including African painted dogs. And what part of any exhibit called Chai Pride would be complete if it did not have lions? So, of course, they have lions. After the lions, you will meet the zoo's Aldabra tortoise. Now, Eli, I believe is his name, is 84 years old. And that is not old. From there, you enter Monkey Valley, where you will meet a black-crested mangabe, and I believe there's 2 of them, and then a family of eastern black and white colobus monkeys. Now, this exhibit has changed over the years. Okay. The next exhibit is for red river hogs. Now, I don't know if they have these animals or not, but supposedly they have black crowned cranes. And then they have a farm area that features some African breeds. You need to know that area, it's probably open by now, but that area was under some construction. Any questions up to this point? We don't have a lot of people in today. That's surprising for a Friday. Or at least I think it is. Okay, I take it there's no questions, so we are going to move on. As usual, there's not a lot of information on Kitum Cave, but I got what I could get. And we'll try and dig for a little bit more. But Kitum Cave is in Valencia, Spain, and it mimics some caves that are found in a park in Africa. And these caves were actually not geological in nature. They are actually created by elephants. That's right, elephants that are going to lick salt, something they need in their diet. Now, Kitum Cave is home to 2 iconic African animals. And I do mean iconic. Like, you can't have Africa without these animals. They are the Nile hippopotamus and Nile crocodiles. They also have exhibits on African cichlids, which live inside the exhibits, and another fish called Labeos, as well as 2 soft-shelled turtles. I need to find out if there's anything else. They do have giraffes there at the other exhibit, at the other zoo. Now, this Kitum Cave is part of a larger area. And here you will also see several species of amphibians. This is part of the equatorial African zone. So not within Kitum Cave, but sort of outside Kitum Cave. There are primates, gorillas and chimpanzees, leopards, other mammals like elephants, buffalo, and bush pigs, as well as cranes and pelicans and other fish. So this mainly features, by the way, animals from Africa and Madagascar. Kitum Cave is in Valencia Biopark. Okay. Yes. Basic information. The pricing for this biopark, this zoo, is 23 euros and 80 cents to 18 euros for children under the age of 12. So I don't know how that compares to American money. But there is a lot to see there. The problem is a lot of times the information that I'm able to get is not, there's not just a super lot. This says that oh wait, that's oh my goodness. Okay. Getting in to get this information, there are also other fish as well. It is the only place in Spain where you get underwater viewing of hippos. Didum. I am not, there's never enough information on these animals. Biopark Valencia is only 25 acres. The elephants in Africa create the caves that this exhibit is based on. So they actually have, over however many years that they've been there, they have dug out these exhibits. They have actually dug out these caves. Not at the zoo, just in general. And there are videos that you can watch. And again, this Valencia biopark focuses on animals from Africa. So it's a very limited viewpoint. But from what I've seen, the exhibits are amazing. And like any zoo, there might be some shortcomings. But from what I've seen, if it were in the United States, it would be one of those zoos that you absolutely have to check out. And I'm not getting... elephants will, yes. Not in the zoos, but in the wild, they were digged for salt. Yes. Now, the caves were originally formed by volcanoes, by volcanic activity, but the elephants have expanded those caves and made them sort of what they are today. I was hoping to tell you a little bit more about this exhibit. So the main animals in this section include the hippos as well as crocodiles. There are 370 liters of water, which again is also home to cichlids, which are amazingly colorful animals. Or, yeah, they're animals. They're fish, right? I can tell you that they use a combination of, you can imagine hippos are probably going to the bathroom a lot. And so every hour, there is a way that they're able to get the solids out of the tank for both the hippos and the crocodiles. Now, in the crocodiles, they do it every hour. In the hippos pool, it is every half hour. And they use a combination of ozone and ultraviolet radiation to help keep that water clean. And they also use fish to help clean up that water. And my understanding is there's also another animal that will be part of the exhibit. I think the main thing to sort of keep in mind about zoos is that they are not every zoo is going to be perfect. There are issues. So yeah. So it looks like if I was standing in front of the windows that lets you look into the hippo pool, the water would be the water level would be above my head looking through the glass. So it is pretty amazing. Other animals that are in this exhibit area include African spoonbills, sharp-ribbed salamanders, pink-backed pelicans, as well as several different frogs, not all of which are African in nature. I just want to stress that. But this zoo is broken up into African savanna, equatorial jungle, African wetlands, and Madagascar Island. We are not covering all of those right now. But we might bounce back to it. Who knows? Tonight, we are not going to revisit this. We are not going to revisit these exhibits. It's not happening. Just because there's not a whole lot here, and yeah. So that is what we have for this. Now, I want to let you guys know what we're doing for tonight, because I don't know. I didn't feel like repeating the same stuff, so we're not going to do that. No, we're not. Tonight, we are going to be looking at invasive species from North America. I spend a lot of time talking about animals that are invasive to the United States. Tonight, we are leaving the United States, like some of our species have done, and we're going to learn about those animals or plants from North America that are causing havoc in maybe your neck of the woods. Animals like the gray squirrel will be talked about, as well as a handful of other animals that or plants that make their life or that make other animals' lives or plants' lives complete and utter heck. So that is what's coming up tonight. I don't have that planned yet, so don't come at me asking what animals or plants we're going to be talking about because I have no idea. I can tell you that we are finishing up a week of videos. Tomorrow's video is going to be a look at sea urchins as a group. I'm hoping it'll be somewhat similar to what we did with the scarab beetles or the dung beetles. Any questions, comments, concerns, requests? Another spam risk call. Yay, leave a message. Play a kininator. I don't know what that is. How is everybody doing? Any plans for the weekend? Oh, I've done some of those. We used to have games like that when. Is it free? Is it a web-based game? I might be able to download it. No, I don't want to play TikTok. Oh, I it won't let me download it. And the other version cost. It's a good idea. Um, next week, actually starting Sunday, we have tadpole shrimp, Indian strawberry, history of onions, painted dog, boom sling, bittersweet nightshade, and lamprey as a group. So bittersweet nightshade as an invasive, boomslang as a venomous animal, painted dog as a endangered species, the history of strawberries, or the history of onions, Indian strawberry as a species, and tadpole shrimp as a species. Yes, there is more than one lamprey. There is there are 40 there are at least 40 to 43 species of lamprey. And I probably will not cover in these videos every single species that's out there, I may highlight a couple, but the idea is to just give you an introduction to those animals, because they're important to know about. So that is what's going on with that. Man, this live has gone really quick. Oh, not again. Did it do it? Yeah, it looks like it did. Or next week, maybe. I definitely think for myself, the thing that I'm most excited for this week is getting back to my routine. I'm probably going to film some shorts today and have those scheduled so that you guys get them right away. I don't even know what shorts I'm doing. To be honest, I haven't even, it's been so long since I've done them that, man, I don't remember. But I think that's one of the reasons why the views have dropped so bad. So we're gonna get those going again, as well as I'm gonna get the next set of everything else ready. If you have ideas, as you guys know, for whatever might be, if you guys have ideas for the channel, put those up. I am gonna try and go live on TikTok after this. I am a glutton for punishment. That is for sure. Now, I think I may have to rework these, but anyway, that's sort of the idea here. Do you guys mind if I leave early? We've covered everything that I have. I do believe. Okay. Guys, I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Be good, everybody.